Proposal is a move lawmakers say was inspired by the FSU shooting. Our Capitol Bureau reporter Cody Butler continues our team coverage as we mark 1 year since that shooting.
Expanding the state's School Guardian program from K-12 schools to include colleges and universities introduces guns on campus with one goal in mind.
Prevention, prevention, prevention.
Representative Michelle Salzman was at the Capitol on April 17, 2025, as a gunman shot and killed 2 people 2 miles away on Florida State's campus.
When something like this happens, it affects us all deeply.
Her school safety bill aims at preventing another campus shooting in the state. The bill pays for security upgrades in higher education, requires mental health training to help students and staff recognize and report warning signs, and increases access to alert systems. The most debated part expands the Guardian program from K-12 schools to higher education, where sheriff's offices train armed staff.
These gun-free zones are one of the reasons why these campuses are targets. So eliminating the gun-free zone in itself, I think, will eliminate a lot of the risks that we currently had.
But not everyone agrees.
I think my biggest concern is that our campus is going to be turned into like a Wild West situation.
Andres Cabellos with FSU Students Demand Action says he doesn't want guns anywhere on campus. He says expanding the Guardian program isn't needed since many colleges and universities have their own police department.
If you ask anybody on this campus if they would feel safer knowing that there are campus officers who are ready to respond to these situations, that there are safety measures in place in the community, that they would rather take that.
For Salzman, this is about preventing another tragedy in the state.
We have to come up with a plan. We have to do this better. We can't let this happen again.
The bill will take effect immediately once it's signed. In Tallahassee, I'm Cody Butler reporting.